two key things to think about. One is eligibility. To get this right, we need to know essentially the CV, the resume of this individual. Have they got the knowledge? Have they got the skills to do this particular role? And bear in mind, we're talking about management, we're talking about leaders, and we're talking about executives. Have they got the knowledge and the skills to do this? Pretty simple to get a hold of that using whichever means, if it's just paper CVs or some form of screening process. It's easy enough to get to that point. The more difficult thing is when we start looking at what we call suitability. Have they got the necessarily behavioural makeup to perform at this new management, leadership or executive level? In coaching circles and executive coaching circles, it's known that as you progress up the ranks of management and leadership, it's not so much about your knowledge and skills, it's your behaviours which will take you to the next levels and give you the success that you need, because you're dealing with teams then, bigger teams, and trying to improve the business on that basis. So the two things to have a look at is eligibility and suitability. You could think about those in the terms of IQ and EQ. IQ is intellectual intelligence, where this is a person's intellectual capability to deal with the knowledge and the skills for that particular role. And the emotional intelligence, the EQ, this is the behavioural dynamic that they bring to the organisation. It means that they can work well for themselves, with others, they can read emotions, and they can bring that to bear in team settings and business settings to improve the business and improve client relationships. So eligibility, suitability, IQ, EQ. So lots to consider. The EQ element, again, there are many ways to do this. This is still trying to keep that horns and halo effect out of this talent acquisition process and trying to make sure that we've got the right candidates sitting in front of us. EQ, we can measure EQ. Again, you can check yourselves on Google. There's many tools to do this. There are many good talent analytic tools to do this as well, where we can look at the eligibility and suitability, and it can be done on a system, it can be done remotely. You're not seeing the individual. I can't recommend highly enough that we keep this unconscious bias out of this interview process for as long as we can and use the technology that's available to do so. So just to round off on this element. So we're looking for eligibility and we're looking for suitability. We're looking for the knowledge and the skills, and we're looking for the behaviours as well, the behavioural dynamics. You could argue it's the IQ and the EQ.